science major and global health minor. I'm from New Jersey originally, and I'm also actually a certified EMT, so that's just a fun fact about me.
Hi, I'm Sabina. I'm a fourth year. I'm a dance major, and I'm also pre-med in a neuroscience minor. So I'm also kind of spanning the two, but I'm wanting to be here because I'm like really passionate about the arts, and that's kind of like my life.
My name is Tiernan. I'm a fourth year art history major, and I came here. Like most people take a class in my department as a GE, and like we have like less than 100 majors. So I just wanted to represent like the humanities and the arts at UCLA.
Hi everyone, I'm Stella Gonzalez. I'm a second year IMG major. Pre-med. I don't like saying it out loud, but.
Hi, my name is Ruben Ringaraju. I'm a third year computer science major. I'm from a small city called Simi Valley. If you've watched a show called The Real Bros of Simi Valley, very similar.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm a third year electrical engineering major, but I want to do football commentating. And so I guess I'm here to break the stereotypes about South Campus, STEM, engineering, women in engineering. So, yeah.
The first prompt is, my side of campus has the harder workload. Please say if you agree with the statement. For my disagreeers, go ahead and have a seat on the side.
So I'm a computer science major, and let me tell you, that shit is not easy. It's like every week it's like maybe 1 or 2 CS projects, which can be from like 80 to 40 hours, and that's just for a single class. And then it's just like physics, and then it's just like more CS, and then more CS, and then like you're like up to like 4 a.m. coding, and your like brain is kind of melting. I'm sure there is a lot of hard classes for North Campus majors, but I just feel like it doesn't equate the same way.
I definitely agree with that. I don't spend as much time working as he does for some reason. I don't know why. But I mean, engineering is hard in that we get like 5 questions, but for some reason that takes like the whole week and you're still not going to get it regardless of how long you take. But I feel like it's all relative, right? Like I think that North Campus majors do have hard work. It's just that we value like what's hard and what's not in different terms.
Okay, so I didn't go up there because I would say that objectively all the pre-med requisites that I had to take were harder or just like more work in a different way than my dance classes. Although my dance classes were like probably more of a time commitment and like more challenging mentally and like in terms of like how much I had to like really think deeply and critically. But I also really enjoyed that, so it didn't feel as much like work as physics.
I didn't come up because I think that like the value system of like deciding what's a harder major than like another major just really isn't that productive. I think it's really a misconception that a lot of North Campus majors chose a North Campus major because they can't do a South Campus major. In my like lower div art history classes, the amount of like STEM majors taking it for a GE that were complaining about writing a paper was like heinous. And I know I complain when I have to do any sort of equations, like that's fair, but I just think we need to be like realistic about like, I don't know, why does it matter?
I mean, I agree. I feel like at the end of the day, we all tried really hard in high school to be at UCLA. Like we all tried really hard. We did extracurriculars. We got like really good GPAs. We did the whole AP system. And like at the end of the day, like being an LS major was just as hard as getting into like a social major or a comm major. Like literally, it's the same requirements. Like you're still under like the same like College of Letters and Science.
I am passionate about my major.
I love all of my political science classes genuinely, and I look forward to most of my homework and like most of my essays, and it doesn't feel like a task to me. And even though like my career options, I think they are really broad with the poli-sci major, and there are a lot of options, but they're not as clear and there's not as clear of a path. And while that does stress me out, I always forget about that when I'm learning and when I'm talking to professors, because like it's something that I'm so interested in, like addressing the inequalities in our system, especially like our healthcare system, is something that like I could go in like a rabbit hole looking up information about.
Yes, I am passionate. I mean, obviously, like, God, I love to dance. It's so fun, and it's just great, and I, like, can't believe that I get to do it as my major. The dance major, we don't just dance. We read about culture and dance and and representation, and we learn how to write about it, and we study about it. And the most favorite things that I did, I wrote like a 20-page paper on like gender norms in classical ballet, and just like went in, and it was so dope. Like,
yeah, like, I could talk about art history for a long time. Like, I literally chose this major because I was taking an art history class as a GE, and like the lecture was so moving that I started like bawling in tears. And I genuinely know like 3 other art history majors that did the same thing in the same lecture. Modern art history with George Baker, please take it. It's really crazy good. You know, like to study art history, like you really have to love what you're doing because postgrad opportunities. So yeah.
As much of a self-deprecating like STEM major as I am, I do really enjoy like the material. It's kind of like I have my little like clueless moments where I'm like belly down on my bed, like legs up, and just like enjoying like what I'm reading like off the biology book. It's like kind of weird to say, but like I enjoy it. At the end of the day, I see the little kids that I like treat or like I help, and it's like such a gratifying feeling. And I'm like, yeah, this definitely is what I want to do in the future, like just helping my own community at the end of the day.
Like when I first came to UCLA, I kind of just shot my shot with CS, and I got in, so I was like, let's do it. But I had no real interest in it. I definitely was not like my first choice, but it was a choice that I guess coming out of college had the most tangible impact on my life. My freshman year was like a whole shit show. Like I could not like get on top of my work. Like all my other friends who happened to be super smart were also really passionate about what they were doing. So that's what I felt carried them through like the first few years of college, but like for me, that wasn't there. I guess it's something that grew on me just because I was able to surround myself with the perfect people, and that's all just because of luck. So I guess I'm very passionate about it now, like developing products, the whole like product life cycle, stuff like that. I am passionate now, but I wasn't before.
So I grew up thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer my whole life. I'm passionate about it. I'm that one girl that wants to do engineering. Then I come to UCLA, and engineering is kind of like a toss-up. I feel like I've had that same thing where like I've been hesitant, but at this point I've been hesitant for so long, and like I'm 3 years in, I still like hate the material, don't understand what I'm doing. I want to make an impact in the world, and I think that's super cool that I can make an impact in the world through engineering, but I realize that like I can do other things that I can make an impact of. And the question is always like, why are you still in engineering if you hate it so much? It's because I don't know what I want to do, and I'm so close to finishing that I think that like, if engineering is my backup plan, well, engineering is my backup plan.
My side of campus has more resources.
So I guess I came over because I'm like really happy with the resources that have been afforded to me, and I guess like academically, like there's an arts library. All my faculty are super accessible. It's a small learning environment. People care about each other. People aren't trying to like stab each other in the back to go to med school. And also like on like a mental health note, like that's such a conversation in all of my classes, and like professors like offer those resources and like put that on the syllabi. So yeah, I've never felt like under-resourced, I guess.
Engineering has so many resources that like, if you need help with math, you go to Tau Beta Pi. If you need help with like your EE specific courses, you go to HKN, and those are like the top of the top students that are supposed to like tutor other people. And on top of that, like on the meme page, you see all the time like, we never get an appointment to CAPS. Well, like engineering has drop-in hours to CAPS 2 days a week from like here on out throughout the quarter. And so we have so many resources, and like the engineering department takes care of us, even like career-wise. Like we have so many career fairs, and it's like they push for it so much.
When I was like a freshman, I had like this feeling that I was floating, and no matter where I went, whether it was to like career fairs or whether it was to like office hours or like different places to, I guess, seek help, I never felt that any of my questions were actually being answered. I feel like when it comes to like mental health, there's little to no support in the South Campus area. I know a lot of people, engineers, pre-meds, or just South Campus majors who have been really depressed. It's hard to say, but like I know like suicidal almost. And it's really tough to have to deal with that, especially when these are people that you personally know. And I feel like in that sense, UCLA does not do a good job in addressing mental health and just that general field. I feel like on such a big campus such as UCLA, like you shouldn't have to wait 2 weeks to go to a CAPS appointment. Like actually though, like I feel like UCLA needs to make a lot of changes in that specific sector.
we are more than just like academics, we're also like physically using our bodies like as part of our school. Like we don't have any like trainers or like physical therapists or like any of that. A lot of my friends are in the like sportsman program, and like all the athletes get that, and like arguably like we should have that too, but like we just go to Ash and they say like, oh, just stay off of it, and you're like, wait, it's for my grade, like I must dance, or I will fail.
I would say that the political science department is huge, so it's like, I think the second most common major at UCLA. So I do have large classes, and like as I get older, they're smaller, but I think the professors have never been intimidating, and like having gone through like mental health issues myself in the past, like everyone has been really understanding, and I have had friends where that's not the case in South Campus, and they've had to drop the class like week 8 because their professors will not cooperate with them, and it makes me really sad, and I feel really blessed to have a different experience.
I am worried about getting a job after college. Stand in your truth. It's okay.
Engineering, job security, whatever, but it's like, that's not true unless like, for how it goes is like, you have to do internship, then you have job security, and like, I think the reason why I like totally disagree with that is because that, like, my brother is an engineer, and he's like, struggled to find a job, so it's kind of like, job security isn't like, definite for us.
Yeah, being a professional dancer is a hustle. I'm sure you can imagine, like especially in LA, like the amount of competition that there is freaking insane. It's just literally unbelievable, and like a lot of it is project based, which means like you'll have like a job for like a little bit, and then you have to like be auditioning to find a job once that one is done, and it's just ridiculous. And like you can be dropped by companies, and you can be, it's wild.
If you're like kind of like a bio major or pre-med, I feel like you already have kind of like experience, even like going into college. Like you probably experienced it during high school or had like a little internship here and there. I don't know. I'm not worried about like the job I have afterwards. I'm not like dead set on being a doctor, but I want to keep my options open. Like I've been doing my plan A, my plan B, my plan C, and regardless, I feel like I'm not scared to like have a job afterwards.
One nice thing that I feel is my GPA does not matter, which I feel like most majors cannot say, because when I'm applying to something, I've never been asked to say what my GPA is. Like companies don't think that's important. The one thing that is super cool and validating about this entire process is right now for like most software engineering internships, it's like peak recruiting season, right? Companies are flying people out to New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Austin. And that's just like a really good feeling to have when they're like, a company wants me at this moment. I guess like the outcome at the very end is super nice, and I guess very validating in that sense.
For a dancer and for people doing art history and other things like that, we don't have necessarily grad school students like you do, but that's not always what you just go into. There's so many different paths you could go on, and it's never clear. It's just always what can you get, and like half of it's luck, and like. So it's definitely, it's like if you can show up, if you know the right people, and if you can show out, and like if you're having a bad day, you don't get the job.
I totally understand like internships are hard for everybody, but I think there's like a certain path that comes with being like a STEM, like certain STEM majors like comp sci or like MIMG, MCDB, like you have these like clear career paths.
It is more clear, but it's not like as clear as like people make it out to be sometimes, because like as an engineer, like your definitive role would be like, if I'm an electrical engineering major, then I'm gonna be an electrical engineer. But like the flip side of that is like you can go into project management, you can go into like systems engineering, you can go into like all these different things within engineering itself, and that's not something that like is talked about, especially in our classes.
When you're talking about all the fields that you could go into as an electrical engineer, it's like all the things that you have laid out in front of you that you could do if you wanted. And for me, it seems it's like these are all the paths that I have in front of me because most of them are blocked, and it's like which one can I like squeeze through? So it's like because our society seems to value like that kind of like math system more as like general intelligence, it's like more opportunities are available for you. They're like, oh, like he was a computer science major, great, like he could probably do what we need him to do. It's like, oh, she was a dance major, I don't know if she could do what we need her to do, even though if it's not related.
I think that at the end of the day, like with this whole like North Campus, South Campus beef, really like it's a small minority of both sides that's like creating the most noise. We all worked our asses off to get here. Why devalue other people's like work and hustle?
Before we take them off stage, please give them a round of applause.